Exploration Day 2. Searching for signals. The Garden of Hope, which looks suspiciously like Australia. I've tracked down Brittany's signal. Right now, finding her is my highest priority. I'm also very concerned that our cosmic drive key is now missing. If I don't find that, the Drake won't let me be able to fly fast enough to get us back to Kopai. That would be very, very bad. Well, first off, hello everyone, and welcome back to Pikmin 2. In the last episode, we crash-landed here on PNF 404, and this episode, we have got Brittany, our kind of crewmate's signal, and we're going to try and find her. If we attempt to land where we were last episode, in the tropical wilds, it will say, "This is the area where I woke up, but exploration will have to wait for later. I need to prioritize fighting Brittany first." Did I say fighting? I'd say finding. You could also talk. I still can't shake this awful feeling there was something more to our crash than we know. It felt almost as if some power from the planet's surface was manipulating our ship. Interesting. Let's land in the Garden of Hope. Garden of Hope. Where's Brittany? Juice left? 2. Brittany should be around here somewhere. We're running out of food, so I'd better find her before it's too late. It looks like the onion has followed me here. So where are the Pikmin? If we stand underneath the onion and press A, we can draw out our Pikmin from the onion. They sleep in there overnight when they're up in orbit, apparently, and then we can bring them out in the daytime. Oh, that's right. The data file I found explained all of this. The onion is the Pikmin's nest. Press A on the onion to take out or return Pikmin. I'm going to install an application on the Copad that lets me check the Pikmin status remotely. Hooray, the Pikmin info window. So, you can see on the map, and on the kind of Copad itself, here is a kind of where Brittany's signal is coming from. It's actually genuinely a signal icon from the phone, which I find quite amusing. And there's, I don't know what these green things are, we'll get to them in time, I suppose. But for now, so we've got this door here, like a kind of wall, that we can't do anything about. But we've got a data file here. Dwarf Bulborb, aim for its back and for victory! Yes, that's this enemy here. If I lock onto it and then land a Pikmin square on top of it, and it squishes to death. Because we're the good guys. I'm going to do some vague kind of leveling up of our red Pikmin numbers. But I'm specifically, you'll notice, hanging on to 15 Pikmin, which I'm going to charge onto here. Because here's a bunch of fragments, and immediately, well, first off, can clear them away and get a data file. Press and release X to charge with the currently selected Pikmin, but they can also start constructing something using those fragments. With Pikmin games, it's all about efficiency. And this game has a lot of features, not in previous Pikmin games that we will get to, for essentially automating a lot of processes, and we'll get to those as the game goes on. For now, I'm going to pick up a few more Pikmin. You notice we put those fragments in place, but we can't actually cross yet. We need to get some more fragments from somewhere else before we can do that. So, let's smash through this gate. As you can see, there's another 14 fragments on the other side. I like the animation of these gates now as well, rather than just like the ones that weirdly drop into the ground like in other Pikmin games, but these ones properly like break apart with layers coming off. It's such a nice looking game, this one. It all adds to its really nice vibe that it's got. So, a couple of things here. There is a data pad. As Pikmin develop, they get faster. They grow from leaf to bud to flower. Let's break open these eggs and see if there's something useful inside them. Aha! A flower bloomed on that Pikmin's head. It's amazing how many plant-like qualities they possess. I wonder if they develop any new skills with that flower. I'll have to keep a close eye on them. They do develop new skills. They blossom into flower Pikmin. They move faster. And they, receive 15 exploration notes as an achievement. Yep, they move faster and they will deal a little bit more damage when it comes to it. I'm going to rear a few more Pikmin there, and then I'll set the remainder on those fragments there to try and build the bridge. Once Pikmin are done transporting the fragments, they will return to the original location of the fragments. That is important to know. But I will probably whistle them off before it comes to that. So we are a little bit more efficient. These guys are going to slap the fragments in. They are going to try to return to them, but there we go. Diddle-ding-da-ding means we are done. Let's pluck these two and get ready for our first combat. Final thing to draw attention to, by the way, along the top of the screen is an indicator of time. Other than on the very first day, you have a limited amount of time per day. It's about 15-ish minutes, I think. So if you see the sun moving across the sky, gotta conclude everything before nighttime, where we have to return to orbit to escape from predators. I think we can sneak up on it. Let's have a look at this. Bulbob 2, attack from behind to gain the advantage. Interesting. And also here, when the going gets tough, retreat to a hiding place and wait for an opportunity. So, red Bulbobs are much larger than the dwarf ones, as you saw, but they're actually weak from behind. So we can get behind it and charge our Pikmin onto it. We can kill it before it's really up and moving. They can be a little bit dangerous if left unchecked, but we are specifically not leaving them unchecked. Let's carry that back. We'll carry these back as well. And then, with everyone else, we will charge them onto this gate, which leads, as you can see from the map at the bottom, towards where Brittany's signal is coming from. A lot of Pikmin you can see we also got from that corpse there. Larger and more dangerous enemies yield corpses that have more nutritional value, I suppose, and therefore will grow more Pikmin. That diddle-ding-ding sound you heard in the background there means that our Pikmin somewhere have finished a task, since all that was going on was them working on that gate. There we go. There's another gate over here, but it's covered in electricity. If we chuck a Pikmin at it... Oh no, poor Pikmin! Yes, they get hurt by it. They don't get killed by electricity as they used to in previous games, but they can't touch it yet. So, why did I say yet? We'll figure that out. Oh no! Brittany's just lying there! I hope I'm not too late. Pick up, Brittany, pick up! Please still be alive. Alf? Sorry about that. I was just taking a little nap, so you're close by. Why wasn't I moving, you ask? Well, you know me. I'm a pretty sound sleeper, even with all these creatures creeping around me. But never mind that. Listen, I discovered what looks like a piece of fruit. It's over there. But I'm kind of stuck here for the time being. Could you go and check it out for me? And so, indeed, up here is a bit of fruit. I love that jingle. Da, 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 da. Wow, it's even bigger than I thought it would be. If this really is fruit, then it's a major discovery. I'd like to analyze it at the Drake, but how can I move it? How indeed could we possibly move this thing? It's a mystery is what it is. We'll put a few more Pikmin on it so it gets moving a little faster. Most things can hold more Pikmin than they take to carry. Like there, it can hold 4. So, while that is being transported back, we'll proceed around here a little bit. Red Pikmin are good fighters. That's worth knowing. We've got this kind of glass gate here that we can't really do much with. Brittany is on the other side of the wall. If we look at the map, though, we can see where our berry is. As when you pause and go on the map, so like that, it does completely pause the game. So nothing's going to happen at this point. But we'll just wait for that to get back to the Drake. We don't have to be there for it. Quarter of the way through the day. That's what that bing bong is. Recovering. Oh, the Drake is sending us a message. Analyzing. Recovery. Analysis complete. Sunseed berry. Doctor, fire up the visualizer. Fruit is the main thing we aim to collect in this game. And if each bit of fruit, large quantities of Pikmin they're detected. Each bit of fruit gives you a certain amount of juice. Get enough juice and you get an extra day of exploration. You have to create juice and fruit in order to be able to find fruit and juice it in order to basically sustain your exploration of PNF 404. You'll see on the visualizer we've got all the fruit in the game on the bottom, of which I will light up now. The strawberry, or the sunseed berry as it's called, and then we also have a meter on the right which will indicate what amount of the total juice we've got. Doctor, fire up that animation that took you a surprising amount of time to make, because I'm not a graphic designer. And with that, on we go. This is a seed-bearing fruit, making cultivation on Kopai possible. Juice from this fruit is safe for consumption by crew members. So yes, when that meter on the right in the visualizer is full, we've completed the game, 100%. That's what I'm aiming for. I'll add a fruit file to the Copad where we can store the results of our analysis. Ooh, they added a Piclopedia now as well. I'll explain what that means a little later if it is what I think. But since I don't know much about plants, I'll ask Brittany to write the reports. She is the botanist, after all. So if I bring up the Copad, I think we have got... Oh, retrieve a fruit and story mode, thank you. So we've got the fruit file where we can look at this. And yes, we've got a Piclopedia where we can look at the creatures we've seen and get some details on them. That'll be a thing that I'll go through at the end of episodes, basically. Well, actually, I can do it at the end of the episode. Well, let's show off what we've got so far. When we've got a new creature, I'll just go through here. So, the female sheargoat, structural flaw, the back. It takes no time at all for them to emerge from their hiding places underground. They don't do much once they've surfaced, but you have to give them credit for being very efficient borers. Then we've got the dwarf bulborb. Despite its compact form, it has a Brittany-sized appetite. You can avoid getting swarmed by drawing them out one by one to be dealt with. And finally, the bulborb. Structural flaw is their eye stalks and their back. Only a very confident designer would wave through issues like a bright red warning coloration and a tendency to sleep in broad daylight. There's no way a frontal assault on this thing will work, so we'll have to get creative. I think we should hit its back hard while it sleeps, or maybe by targeting those thin-looking eye stalks. Worth considering. I'm going to leave the Pikmin that are at the onion back there, and we will head into this cave here, because we can't get through that gate through to Brittany. So here we've got a lot of stuff in little kind of glass things. And what's that over there? What is that thing? So, we have got a creature here to defeat flying creatures. Throw Pikmin at them. Really, I wouldn't have guessed that. I said lock on. There we go. So this is the Medusoid Slurker. And that was it. But cross off a new type of Pikmin from the visualizer. These are rock Pikmin, exclusive to Pikmin 3, or at least came up with this name. Are these creatures Pikmin too? They're giving me a funny look. Do they want to break it? So, rock Pikmin have a number of traits, but one of them, they seem to be Pikmin as well. If you chuck them, they can damage glass structures, and they really pack a punch. There, that should do the trick. So, that onion was trapped inside that crystal. Since I have two types of Pikmin now, I can select the ones I want to use with L and R. Selecting Pikmin types. He just said that. And when I want to split them up by type, I'll use Y to dismiss the squad. Thank you for that again. Oh, another Medusoid Slurker. Oh no, that's just the body of the Slurker, I think, yeah. So, we've got the red, the black onion here. Yesterday's foe is today's food. Rock Pikmin are like very hard rocks, really. Thanks for that. So I'm going to build up their numbers a little bit here with various things around here. But as you can see, yes, their main advantage of rock Pikmin is in smashing crystal structures. Like, for example, some of those crystal gates that we've seen. We'll set that one going back to the onion. We'll break into this. Oh, it's just a data file in there. New sprouts will be the same colour as the Pikmin that retrieve the pellet or creature. If rock Pikmin get it, it's new rock Pikmin. If red do it, it's new red Pikmin. Need to remember that. There we go. If you leave them on their own, they will keep jumping at it like that, which isn't as powerful as being thrown. So sometimes it can be more useful to whistle them back and then throw them again. Oh, nope, don't want red Pikmin to do it. Partly because then red Pikmin will try and take it back to the red onion, which is, as discussed, miles away. Let's get a third one on there. Come on, you. And then we'll pluck what we've done here, and then we can head back out. We'll have a quick look as well while we're here on the Piclopedia. Oh, we can have a look at the Sunseed Berry as well. Oh, no report file. We'll get to that in time then. But yes, we have got the Medusal Slurker. The first one of these I came across had rock Pikmin trapped inside it. I've seen them engulfing small fruits, but it doesn't seem to be eating them. There's no digestion going on, at least. Is it just trying to make friends? How very strange. Let's head back outside, and as you can probably imagine from what you've just seen rock Pikmin be able to do, as I say, anything that's kind of like glassy or armoured in that way, they're very good at smashing through. So, these glass kind of crystal walls here are only breakable by rock Pikmin, and they just bounce into them like that and crack through them. Wonderful. And this way we can work our way through to Brittany. There is a couple of rocks here, which are going to contain hopefully some nectar, which is good. And then that means we can try and flower up as many of our rock boys as possible as well. Oh, well, I flowered up all the reds. Rock Pikmin aren't as powerful in terms of, like, traditional damage output as red Pikmin, but they can, as I say, their chucking is very powerful. On the Copad radar, align with your destination and select Go here with A to start moving. There's even a data file about this. Now that I think about it, there was indeed a Go here function built into the radar. We should try it out soon. It seems like it'd be helpful if we decide to split into multiple squads. We can't split into multiple squads yet because we only have one captain, but that is all about to change. Let's charge onto that. And then there's Brittany on the other side. Alf, I can't break through this wall. Nor can my red Pikmin, but my rocks can. And here indeed is Captain Brittany. Phew, I can't tell you how happy I am to get out of this place. I'm fed up of sleeping rough. I'm super hungry. What's with your entourage there? What's that you say? They're called Pikmin. They're cute. But we don't have time for cuteness right now. Look over there, Alf. Let's work together and nab that huge piece of fruit. Okay. Throw me. This is something you couldn't do in previous Pikmin games. Okay, let's throw some Pikmin. So, you throw your captain over there, throw a bunch of Pikmin over to your captain. Okay, I'll take it from here. Press Y and select me if you'd be so kind. Press Y to open the menu and switch leaders. Split into 2 squads to manage your workload more effectively. Yep, over to Brittany we go. And with her over here, we can then chuck Pikmin up here onto this fruit. Or not. I need to be a bit... what? Am I too close? Is that it? Come on. Yeah, too close. There we go. And that will set going back to the onion. I am going to set Brittany to go with it as well. So as I mentioned, you could, as they mentioned, you can go minus, and then on this map, you can select go here, and off she'll go. And while she's doing that, we can switch back to Alf. This is when you can start to be really efficient. And we're going to go over here and take on some of these Scutterchucks. These are a bit of an annoying enemy if you haven't got Rock Pikmin, but Rock Pikmin is indeed the way you fight them. We've got quite a lot of fragments here, so let's set our... Brittany's arrived at her destination. We'll set the reds onto those fragments. We have got some corpses here, and I think I will put my rocks onto these corpses and have them... For now, they'll go back to the rock onion, which is a bit in the middle of nowhere, because it's still in that cave rather than being at the kind of base camp with the rest of us. You'll notice that didn't quite open that bridge, but we just did it there. Break the crystal nodule for a chance to attack. Yes, that's how we attack. Oh, yeah, I should show in the Copad the... Whenever we fight a new enemy, I'll just try and show them. Oh, do we have to have taken back the onion for them to appear in the Piclopedia? That makes sense. Oh, we've got another thing here for rocks. So you'll notice this pellet posy is changing colour. New fruit recovered. Excellent. Cross the face wrinkler off the visualizer and add that in. Come on, change. Yes. You get more Pikmin out of a pellet if you deliver it with the same colour Pikmin, if that makes sense. So, red ones will get more from the red onion, and grey ones will get more from the grey onion. Halfway through the day. I'm going to use the rocks to crack into this. I'm going to actually switch over to Brittany as well while we're doing this. Hoover up some of these Pikmin here, and then I'm going to set Brittany on a path to the rock onion so that she can pluck any Pikmin that appear there. Pikmin that are with a captain are then always considered kind of safe and accounted for, which is nice. We'll charge these on and build the rest of this bridge. Efficiency. Always cannot praise enough just how delicious the Pikmin games are when you are working through them with wonderful efficiency. They're an ant simulator when they're at their finest, and it's just, the level of satisfaction. They even give it a name in Pikmin 4. It's called Dandori, the process of efficiently organising and achieving one's tasks. You'll notice now, this is a shortcut back to the kind of main, onion. So our second Sunseed Berry has clearly taken a slightly roundabout route, but that's fine. We'll pluck these with Brittany, and then we'll set her coming probably back to the main onion. There's the Sunseed Berry. It is working along. We've got a couple of... See, these are these electric gates we can't do anything about. But we will now... There's a crystal gate here, which is open to us. Okay, it's not open to us, but it will be shortly. Because... Wait, where is it? There we go. Because we have now got Rockmin. Let's add them on. It'll take a bit of a moment because most of our Rockmin are with Brittany at the moment, but she is on the way back. We've recovered another Sunseed Berry, so cross that one off the visualizer. And we're slowly cracking our way through here, which is nice. There we go. And... Oh, the radar's picking up something. There's a signal coming from here. It must be the captain. Let's go there right away. So we have got a potential location for our captain. Where's Brittany at the moment? Oh, she's nearly here. Brilliant. I'm going to have everyone, both of them, I'll cancel her go here and actually take over control of her at this point. Because, yeah, we're going to spend the rest of the day through this area here, working towards where that signal is. So, red Pikmin are resistant to fire. Why is it telling us that? Well, let's see. If I separate out our Pikmin, we'll keep the reds with Brittany, and then we will keep the rocks with Alf. And you'll notice if we go over here... There we go. This is a fiery blowhog. They breathe fire. That one weirdly didn't, but believe me when I say that they can. We'll charge that onto them as well. On the opposite shore, there are materials for building a bridge. I bet if Alf and I work together, we can get it done in no time. To ask Alf to join the squad, move the cursor over to him and call him by pressing B. So that's a useful thing we can do as well. I'll just take this. Move the cursor onto your target and press ZL to lock on. Throw non-stop by pressing and holding A. I've been mashing it like an idiot. Well, there we go. We'll have him join our squad and we'll break these open. A little bit of nectar is always a good thing. And we'll try and get as many of our rocks. I love the noises rock Pikmin make. They're so funny to me. Let's bring some of these back to the rock onion as well. Nope, I said rock onion. I got enough reds for now, whereas... Well, actually, having more reds is always useful, so you know what? I'll bring some of it. Oh, for God's sake. Well, I guess it's going to that onion. There we go. Right, to get this thing open, we need to get a captain over to the other side. So, let's use that to chuck Alf over, and we'll chuck a couple of Pikmin over with him as well. So it said hold A. Or is it only while I'm locked on? Yeah, there we go. So we'll yeet a decent number over to him, and then we'll have him start on this side. So here we, of course, got the pile of fragments, 29, so we'll start that a-building. In the meantime, there's a new enemy over here, and it's one of the worst. This is a yellow Wollyhop, and I fucking hate them. Rock Pikmin aren't crushed while trampled on. There are various Pikmin that will basically... various enemies that will squish your Pikmin, but Rock Pikmin cannot be squished. That is their thing. You notice this guy, if he lands on it, would squish Pikmin, but not rocks. Very helpful. That's a couple of those Wollyhops dead. We'll bring them back, actually, to a range of onions. And then... a yellow Wollyhop. Yep, it can't jump, but it's weighed down with Pikmin. Well, we didn't do that, but still. We've got a gate there. Where does that go to? Somewhere we're not going for now. Because, yeah, our signal that we're aiming for is over that way, so we need to be across this. Let's see how these guys are getting on. Oh, they have completed most of it, but not all of it. Oh, shite. Because the rest of it is in there, so we actually need Rock Pikmin. We're getting close to 100 Pikmin on the field, if you look in the bottom right. We'll chuck a couple of rocks over. And take them on with... Oh, there we go. The onion stopped spitting out seeds. But the Pikmin inside the onion still seem to be increasing in numbers. Apparently, once the number of Pikmin in the field reaches 100, any new Pikmin will stay inside the onion. This means that a maximum of 100 Pikmin can be active outside the onion at any one time. And it just said that as well. Right, let's use these rocks to crack into this crystal here. Then with this done, we can have the rest of them all... Well, okay, apparently open up some of these as well. And then build the rest of the bridge. 3/4 of the day completed. So with that done, let's whistle all of our Pikmin back together. And what I'm going to do is have Brittany go over to the rock onion, because that's quite far away at the moment, and just make sure we've plucked everything from there. And then we will have Alf use his Pikmin to work our way through to that thing. The signal must be coming from in there. So, let's charge everyone onto this gate. And we'll just observe the view from here. You know what, we'll actually quickly pluck these various red Pikmin that are here. Pikmin that are in the ground will stay safely in the ground overnight, it's just I don't want to have to come back tomorrow and pluck these again, especially the grey ones, because, as I say, the grey onion isn't in our home base, it's in up the arse end of nowhere up here. So, I just don't want to have to trek that far next time. Ah, we've knocked this down successfully. I'm not going to go through there for now, because of reasons. Let's gather a few more kind of things here, but actually I think we're broadly... We've accomplished what I wanted to accomplish, which is quite nice. Oh no, we've got a few more things we can do. I'll probably just build up my red numbers a little bit, I reckon. Let's lock onto this, and we'll bring that back. And then I think there are some new enemies over there as well. You may not have necessarily clocked them as enemies, but there's a thing in there in the water. Oh, Brittany's there. These are actually enemies. These are skitter leaves. They are disguised as leaves, and if you attack them, they'll come here and eat your Pikmin. Don't let them do that. But they are a very small corpse that can be brought back to the onions. So let's do that, and we will have Alf head back to there, and we'll have Brittany, who's here, pluck all these remaining ones. You'll notice the ones that have been left in the ground a little longer have grown a bud. You'll leave them for even longer in the ground, and they will become a flower. That's the way of doing it kind of naturally, or you can use nectar to do that as well. As it says, we've got 100 Pikmin on the field, but we've got another 9 in the grey onion now. And I believe we are not missing any Pikmin around anywhere. Nope, so we'll head back with Brittany. Then Alf is over here, and the Pikmin from bringing those previous corpses back are just up here. As I say, there's a thing that's through there that I don't want to do right now. So we'll get to that, I think, next time. Oh, we've got some stuff in the Picklepedia now. We've brought that back, quite a few things, so we'll just go through these, and then I'll just end the day all itself. The Scutterchuck. It carries a heavy crystal on its back to throw at enemies. I knew we'd probably need rock Pikmin to break it, and I worried that doing so would cause dangerous shards to explode outwards. Fortunately, my imagination proved deadlier than reality. A missed design opportunity, if you ask me. The Fiery Blowhog. I noticed it needs a moment to inhale something from the planet's atmosphere before exhaling fire. Its internals must be remarkable to stand up to the flames it produces, though of course a red Pikmin's externals can withstand the same heats. If we could reproduce the process, it would be a great renewable source of rocket fuel for our ship's engines. The Yellow Wollihop. There are definite signs of intelligence in this brute. It always faces its prey first, as if to gauge the distance before jumping in the air for a stomp. If you don't move while it hangs around for a moment in midair, you could lose a lot of Pikmin. It's strong and big, but not strong. Fierce 5 Pikmin can weigh it down so it can't jump, and rock Pikmin have nothing to fear from it. And then we just saw the Skitterleaf. I'm in love with this camouflage job. It looks like an ordinary leaf fallen from a tree, and then wham! It starts to move and takes you by surprise. We've also now got Brittany's notes on each thing we do, who just gives kind of a little bit here. So, the female sheargrub. Have you ever had a friend who startled you each time they approached, who seemed to come out of nowhere and scare you? That's what these remind me of. They don't mean any harm, but I jump 10 feet when they show up. The Dwarf Bulbob says it's big enough to ride if only we could tame one. Imagine exploring an alien world from on top of its native fauna. Imagine that in Pikmin 4. It would be a beat having to walk everywhere. The white polka dot is quite a look. Something about it is familiar, but where? Ah, right. Reminds me of the captain. Not the polka dots, I mean. the way it snores and naps in the sun. The Medusal Slurker. The polka dot motif on top of the translucent membrane is a striking look, especially with the puffball on its head accenting the whole ensemble. I could see a dress patterned after this big creature being a big hit on Kopai. Not that I'd be caught dead in one. As for the Scutterchuck, all that strength and the best it can do is carry around some big crystals. A better idea would be carrying my stuff. If I could tame... Wait, it would throw my stuff all over, wouldn't it? Oh, never mind. The Fiery Blowhog. I thought they'd be my favourite fauna. The idea of running into one on a frigid field after getting soaked was nice. But it turns out they don't have a setting on their snouts below roasted alive. Scratch, another brilliant idea. And the Yellow Wollihop. Look at that thing. It's so bloated. I feel that way too sometimes when I can't stop chugging down juice. I have to lie down for a while after that, but as this thing keeps jumping, I bet it gets the worst cramps. And finally, the skitter leaf. Not only do its body and limbs look like leaves, like its beady eyes remind me of fruit. I don't see the point of all that camouflage when they startle at every single thing that gets close. And with that, the sun will be setting soon. Any stray Pikmin will undoubtedly face attacks from nocturnal predators. But the Pikmin that are close to the onion should be able to make it back on their own. Make sure Pikmin are in your squad or close to the onion when the sun sets. All others will perish. I'd better call back the Pikmin who aren't in my squad before it's too late. But it could be tiring to walk around everywhere to collect all the Pikmin. So I'll make sure that when you press A near the SS Drake, a whistle will sound that will call all Pikmin back to the onion. That's new. That's a feature from Pikmin 4 they've added into this. So, as you can see here, yes, 30. We've got all our things here. The 0 indicates there are no Pikmin anywhere else. That's quite nice. So, with that, we are done. So I'm just going to accelerate. Here's Brittany coming back, and that should be... Yep, all 100 are with us. Wonderful. So, we will hold there. Let's just end the day ourselves. There's your nocturnal predators coming out. They're actually awake during the night, because they sleep during the day. Now here's something new. Wow, they merged! Well, well, so 2 onions can combine into 1. Very interesting. I'll have to make a note of this. Let's analyze the other fruit too. So we got the face wrinkler. Exceptional name for a lemon. Juice that. We'll fast forward through this because then there's we get a day and a half out of that. And then we have another sunseed berry, which we get some additional juice for. So, I'll ration out the food supply. Alf can make do with a slightly smaller portion. This is great! We actually have a little bit of juice buffer. So we've got 4 days of exploration left, which is nice. So at the end of every day, you have to consume a day of juice, and if you don't, you lose the game. It's kind of a bit of a balance between Pikmin 1's thing of having a very hard limit of 30 days, and Pikmin 2's thing of having absolutely no limit at all. To exploration. This means that, you have to at least keep a bit of a pace of finding more fruit than you're consuming on average in order to stay ahead, but it's never much of a problem unless you're being very inefficient. Pikmin numbers gone up generally, especially rocks. Brilliant. And I think we'll hold it there. Thank you. Oh no, we got a note here, and then we'll end it. We discovered a mysterious broadcast signal. What on Kopai could it be? It might be our captain, but something tells me that it could be related to that person who has been leaving all of the data files for us. I'll have to find out tomorrow. The suspense is killing me. And you, dear viewer, will have to find out in the next episode of Pikmin 3. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you'll join me then. Good day.